Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the first of 4 quarterfinal matches of the Bunnings NPC 2022 competition. These two sides met earlier in this competition. Auckland getting themselves to win 36 points to 26. Now the question is, with it being a quarterfinal and with it now being a home game to the Harbour, can they get the job done?
Yep.
Okay, that was very easy.
Harbour.
Nonetheless, that's the end of the live stream if you did enjoy
Yeah,
that.
that was good.
Yeah. Doing well.
Yeah.
It is good. Akira Ioane returning into the Auckland side, I think, is one of the more notable names that we have seen here. Of course, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, maybe his last game of union. Who knows? Quite loud, is it? I'll turn it down for you a little bit. There we go. It's all good, and it's actually a nice day, which is a great start. But we have got the Harbour, says the Tractor Sports. Also, we have got the Lim reporters hoping for a better one than the grand final that we did see. Oh, no, the Colts versus Broncos game this afternoon. And also go Auckland, says Dyson, and go Auckland, says Brandon. But we will look through at the starting lineups and reserves, first of all, for North Harbour. Two of the key players that they have had throughout this season. Ray Nuia at number 2. Also, Jamie Booth, the new signing for North Harbour, has been doing very well this year alongside Bryn Gatland. Henry Taifu in the midfield alongside Moses Leo, we have seen a little bit of throughout the 7th circuit. And then also Tavita Lee out on one wing, Mark Talia out on the other, and Sean Stevenson always solid at the back for the Chiefs and does the same for North Harbour. Then looking through at Auckland's lineup, like I mentioned a bit earlier on, Akira Ioane makes his way back into the side. Alongside him, we actually do see Patrick Tuipulotu getting the opportunity here. Believe those are the two real notable changes that we've seen added back in. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck still there for Auckland. Alongside him, also Angus Ta'avao and Alex Hodgman as the prop duo. They will be a dangerous side, though, Auckland. I would think their last few games, unfortunately, have all been in the wet. This game's in the dry, and I think that gives them that little bit of a slight edge over North Harbour. Although with it being a home game for North Harbour, anything is possible. Looking through at the reserves, couple notable names off the bench. Manu Paia for Auckland, also there, Simon Hickey and Jock McKenzie. Very dangerous for those back three. And then also North Harbour, they have got the likes of Lotu and Nisi, a little bit of a tongue twister there. The Tero Tole, everyone's name has a bit of an L in it, except for Afini Nisi does not have an L in there, and maybe doesn't want an L on board for this competition. Whoever goes through makes it through to the semi-final. Whoever loses, competition is over for the sides. Looking at how these two sides finished throughout the regular season, we did see North Harbour actually having a very solid season compared to last year. Of course, a lot of their games getting taken away from them due to the COVID restrictions and everything, so they didn't get to play too much. Same can be said about Auckland. So these two sides, I think the big notable one here, definitely that points differential, plus 145 points for North Harbour compared to 35 of the Aucklanders. But Auckland, they are on 2 out of their last 3 games they have been able to win. They finished in 3rd overall on the table. And also, let's go. How Kiwi and Hamish been? We've been very well, thank you, mate. Hello, says it was Ollie and beautiful day up here. Great game of rugby incoming, or running rugby incoming. Yeah, I hope so anyway. Pretty brave sitting down there, isn't he, with the camera? He wouldn't want to get spit on, or else that hand and arm probably be bleeding for a long time. And a stud straight through it, do you think?
You should have one of those high vests.
No one accidentally trips over you. There's some tall timber in this Auckland side. Some of them may not quite know where their toes are. There's debut for Patrick Tuipulotu, 2012. It's been quite a bit of time for this young man, I guess we'll call him. Sounds weird me calling people young when I am younger than a majority of them, but they are still young at heart. Finals predictor at the moment, making the semi-final. It's actually extremely even. North Harbour, though, actually the advantage to be able to win the whole thing. It's pretty impressive. Here comes Bryn Gatland. That guy flinched for a second because there they go. They're off on that side. Yeah, weird place to put a cameraman.
Yeah, he's going, that's for sure.
And hard one to pick. I was born and bred on one side of the bridge, now reside on the other side. May the best team win, says Nazi Williams. And yeah, and the betting odds, they are relatively close as well. So this game could be literally a pick-em one of anyone can win. Just depends on what we see. I've actually said that about the last 3 or 4 games that we've covered. But that's the thing with the Bunnings NPC. You never know who's going to win it till the final whistle. And I think this game's going to be very similar, and at least the weather's turned up for it rather than the bucketing down that we've seen the last few weeks. And I am a beautiful day in Northland at the game, not very far. Says Brandon there, and also we've got that Hamish. Let's hope Harbour can get up. Wish me the best. $500 on Harbour. I thought you were getting your gambling sorted out, Aidan, from our chat that we had last week, but I guess not. So it's down to you at the moment. Sorry, mate. And the Battle of the Bridge is a special one in these parts. How do the South Islanders view this rivalry? Does anyone care? Probably not as much as they should. You know,
I only back North Harbour because of my Buck Shelford on my way back.
There you go. And he hasn't played in quite some time.
Yeah.
But I'd say
I should put the North Harbour jersey on.
for the rugby, I guess you could say the rugby's strong. The ones who follow no matter what, they'll know about this rivalry between these two sides.
Oh, yeah.
But the newer ones probably don't know too much. $600 on Northland. It's not an option, guys. Northland aren't playing yet. They are playing Canterbury tomorrow, which should be a very exciting game. See how it does end up going. Alex Hodgman, Angus Ta'avale, two men who really want to get themselves back into that AB's jersey. Kicked off by Bryn Gatlin, and we are underway for the first of 4 quarterfinals of the weekend. Nicely taken by Jackson Pugh. He's getting driven sideways. Are you going to do the Women's World Cup? We are doing some of those games, but we have also got Bunnings NPC quarterfinals that are taking place tomorrow as well. So they will also be, unfortunately, everything overlaps. They don't think it through too well.
No.
It's going to be kicked high.
At least they
and
got
out.
2020 on TV1, haven't they?
Is that New Zealand versus Pakistan?
There is a game tonight.
Oh, the West Indies.
No. I thought the other 2 teams were playing.
They were. Pakistan were able to get the victory over Bangladesh.
Oh, so they've played already.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go. But TV1's, they were advertising that it was on TV1 tomorrow.
Fun fact, that will take away from the viewership of the Women's World Cup game between New Zealand and Australia.
Oh, is it on tomorrow night?
That's on at the same time.
Yeah, they don't think so.
No. Unfortunately, now Rain Nuya drives forward nicely, 25 metres out. Jamie Booth goes back across the Gatland. It's a bit of a rough pass, and that's going to be a knock-on from Sean Stevenson. Now trying to chase after that one. It was Harry Plummer really having to retreat away there for Henry Taifu and bring back Bucke Mum.
Yeah.
Says it was Distracted Sports.
Yeah, I had one of those. No, but I'm secretly going to come back.
Mm-hmm. What do you think Buck would go? Because I know that you were watching a show where he was doing some exercise on it.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, I wasn't that. What was that called? Match Fit.
Mm.
Him and Bob Henry.
Mm-hmm. I was going to mention something about Buck's legendary footy injury we played on, but better not out of respect.
Yeah.
He tore a testicle. Let's call it how it is.
Yeah. You also put some guy out for being a bit.
Was that while he had a busted testicle or else was it a different time?
Oh, might have been the same game, actually. I don't know.
He said, your testicle looks funny. He went, I'll give you some of that, and then now your face looks funny, bud.
No, he punched this guy because he had got another fullback or something.
If I only have a girlfriend, it happened this week, says Aidan. And there, so you shouldn't spend all your money on gambling and instead try and spend some on her. A little bit of a good bit of advice there. And apparently Buck has a schlong that looks like a baby's arm. Interesting. I think North Harbour is the only home team that isn't favourites, which is interesting because they are higher up in the rankings than Auckland. But the last time that these two sides played, it was a 10-point difference in favour of Auckland. Roger Tuivasa shake off the wing. You think he's going to go all right today, or you think he's going to be getting ready to go back to league?
Yeah.
Big push from Auckland there. Taufa Funaki waits for that one at the back, and now he gets it. Almost a little knock on the ground, but I think just managed to regather now. It's a dangerous midfield with AJ Lamb sitting there outside centre today. Tackled by Henry Taifu, moving up to 35 metres out. Blake Gibson in his 50th matchup for this game. He'd love to make the 51st, the semi-final, and then the 52nd maybe through to the Bunnings NPC final. It looks like it's just going to be available for Auckland once again on the 22. Harry Plummer now goes on the outside. This is looking like it could be opening up a little bit of space. Tried to go for a little grubber. Roger Tuivasa knocks it on, but boy, it was spinning awkwardly for that man. Yeah, I would have thought that going with the pass on the outside might have been a good option. Jordan Trainer, one of the younger players out there on the field, trying to bust his way through, and that's run straight into a long drop. Probably not the best combo there.
He looks like Terry Wright, his size.
It's a bit of a throwback.
Yeah.
Which province did he play for? Well, that's a big shot from Roger. Was he in North Harbour? Oh, Auckland. Going to the Waikato versus Bay of Plenty game. And what's his name? And it says Nazi Williamson. I'm so sorry, Mum. It's just distracted there for the Bucks. Lower abdominal region comment.
I don't think North Harbour have been. It's been a while since they would have been favourites against Auckland anyway. Probably.
Oh, that's great.
Bucks days.
From Oake. And the thing is, Oake used to be a North Harbour boy. He jumped across.
Oh, there's a few like that. They did that back in the old days.
And who's Sean Stevenson playing for? He is playing for the team that you have a whole heap of money on. So, that's dangerous. That was a terrible pass from Henry Taifu. And now it's back onto the side of Auckland. Yeah. Oh, that looks like some sort of injury for the North Harbour player, unless he just got slightly top-heavy. Oh, now another little bit of a charge down. It seems like both of these sides are playing a bit of frantic rugby on the halfway line at the moment.
I'm going to die wondering anyway.
Not a lot of structure yet. Back across. Oh, Gatlin, did he just... Hey, he's gone for the kick in behind. I thought he was going for the drop goal there. We know he's nailed them before. It's a good kick, though, from Bryn Gatlin. Down into touch and now put the pressure back on Auckland inside of their own 22. Oh, it was stripped from Akira Ioane originally by Henry Taifu. He did all the hard work, but then he just gave it away. He said, no, you can have it. I did what I needed to. Now you can go back to the prop. That's a good kick. Just to slow it down a little bit. Make sure everyone's nice and calm. Are you nice and calm?
Always.
Nicely taken by Jackson Pugh. Coming over from Australia for this competition. Now it's kicked pretty high there once again from Harry Plummer and just outside. Oh, in fact, it's Simon Hickey now. He was supposed to be off the bench, I believe. So maybe Harry Plummer is playing in a different position. Because, I believe he was going to be coming off the bench. Oh, Bryn, my babies. There's Distracted Sports. And there as well. I only ask him after he wins it for North Harbour, though.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that he's getting that win first. He's a big boy. He's a bit injured at the moment. I believe it was the clean out.
Oh.
It was a big shot on Nick Mayhew, but I believe they'll find that it was actually a little bit of an injury prior to that when he did get cleaned out that they missed.
They did.
In that one, but we saw it, didn't we?
You did, yes. Yeah.
Got a little bit of an injury for Patrick Tuipulotu. Either that or he just wants a drink.
Too much time wasting.
I was talking about this last week, I believe it was, that there's certain games now that 45 minutes is how long we have of stoppages, including halftime and the drinks breaks that they have to have now during each half. But like 45 minutes, about 15 TMO decisions that take a couple minutes each. Scrum recess. Does Luke Jacobson have a chance to get back into the ABs? Will we lose yet again another player overseas? I think he's got a decent crack. He's a strong player, Luke Jacobson, and I think it's all down to what they do with Sam Cane. Because if they keep Sam Cane, I think Luke Jacobson, unfortunately, will be another Lachlan Boshier who goes overseas and makes his money there. Good run from Suafua. A little bit of a knock on, though, and now it will be Auckland's ball. Optimistic.
Impossible. Stay the ground,
And also, if I lose, there goes my first day money for tomorrow. Once again, we mentioned it last week. You do need some help. And you said that you were going to look at it, and then you just ignored it. So it's a sad reality there, isn't it? We try our best.
Well, you can only give so much sympathy towards someone.
Brutal. And Gamble Champ, it's a mug's game, says Distracted Sports. Exactly right. Now it's going to be a scrum feed for Auckland here.
Only gamble if you can afford to lose it.
This game seems awfully slow. Hopefully see some tries scored soon, says Nog Mum. Yeah, I think it's, in a weird way, it's slow, but it's fast, if that makes sense. There's been a lot of players rushing what they're doing rather than just allowing the structure to form.
Yeah, drop balls and stuff.
So it hasn't been as running rugby as we would have expected. That's a great scrum from Auckland, though. They're going to have the advantage on the halfway line. Now it's going to be RTS trying to break his way through, but he's held up nicely by Cameron Suafua, who tried to stop him from going down. Offloaded back to Kiriwani. Good low tackle made on him by the Harbour number 7. Now back across to Hickey. Cut out pass. Good hands there from Harry Plummer, but a big shot on him. And that's going to be the penalty. It's going back for the original scrum.
That was a long bloody advantage. Come on, ref.
You can already see who my mum wants to win, can't you? An Auckland win today, says Roman, and also not slow, just scrappy.
Yeah.
Says distracted. Yeah. I think we're going to see quite a few scrum resets, unfortunately. It's just kind of become the new thing of rugby, isn't it? You kind of have to now expect to see about 10 scrum resets a game. Luckily, we haven't had too many in this game yet, but they're coming, unfortunately. Line-out's not straight. Another thing that has been popping up in rugby a lot more recently.
Oh, yeah. A lot of pressure on the hookers. The hookers only got 2 jobs. Throw it in, hook the ball. And if they get around the field, fair enough. But
Wani Vakina throws it in. Nicely taken by Tui Pilotu. Now back to Funaki. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck once again tries to make his way through. Funaki, flat pass. Akiriwani wasn't expecting it. Whoever that was who charged up at 1,000 miles an hour, got to try and take the ball with him. Was it? John Stevenson, that's a rough pass him over. Jamie Booth's been able to clean it up, and he will kick it just way downfield.
What's he doing out on the wing?
Hiding. It's the best place for a halfback sometimes. Well, I think the thing is, I don't know if it's bulking up or more the case of just so many injuries have left him out for season after season.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Same with Jack Goodhue now. It's kind of like he's getting a little bit. See, that's the thing. He's still extremely fit. You'd say he's still in an incredible shape, but he's getting a little bit chunkier than he was originally. And also, we're going to show, please, cricket, bro, please. There's Roman there. Yeah, there was a game of cricket earlier on, Bangladesh versus Pakistan. Pakistan winning that one in the end by 20 runs. Bangladesh, they actually batted out their 20 overs, just couldn't get close to the 160 total that Pakistan set.
Okay.
And Aussie mum is a good Harbour girl. He's the Striker Sports. Yes. I want Northland to win. If Waikato win, Waikato get a home semi. Can't really see Northland beating Canterbury, though. Although Northland this year.
Northland to win, too. Go Northland.
They've had some pretty good games, Northland, this year, haven't they?
They have.
Close
they deserve to be there.
Funaki goes back into the pocket to Hickey, and he's going to be kicking it high. He does go for that style more than the. Oh, that's a great slap back. AJ Lamb ball on the outside doesn't find Plummer, and it's going to be another line out here.
There's a lot of loose passes, isn't there?
Injury for, I want to say it's AJ Lamb there in the midfield.
Oh, but that'll be because of the post, so it's very, very but injured.
What happens here? No, he might hurt himself a little bit there. I love from both me. There's a Roman, and also just curious what your mum thought about the penalty in the Bledisloe Cup game at 80 minutes with the kick to win the game for New Zealand, says Aidan.
Yeah. Aussie deserved to get penalised for slowing it down all the time.
There you go.
And who cares? We won.
Love from Bangladesh. Says Roman, and also says Roman drunk again. Says Jay, welcome in, Jay. Hope you're doing well. Looks like AJ Lamb's saying the top of the foot. In the ankle region, they haven't done a real close in-zoom slow-mo, but we're about to see it. They always, it's got like we come in, here we go, slow motion. The ankle just, yeah. That would have hurt a little bit.
That does hurt. I've done that with my ankle.
Yeah. Did you continue playing whatever you were playing when you did it?
I never could because I used to give it such a tweak that there was no coming back from it for that game anyway.
Possession at the moment. Auckland have had 62% of it. 28 tackles made by North Harbour, but they have not missed a single tackle compared to Auckland, who have missed 5 of their 16 tackle attempts. A bit of a difference there between them. Handling errors, 2 from Harbour, 1 from Auckland. So, yeah, a little bit of a scrappy start to what was going to be a promising game. The funny thing is, if this game was played in the wet, we may have seen less handling errors and whatnot than we have seen at the moment. So, Peter Lee, though, dangerous. Very dangerous. Oh, AJ Lamb back up on his feet. They've strapped it back together. They'll go, you'll be right, champ. Just keep on walking it off.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
You won't be able to walk tomorrow, but
no,
he'll be right now. Painkillers should be fine.
Get some power in you.
Get the gas in there.
The green whistle, eh?
The green whistle, yeah, that's quite impressive.
Oh, okay. Taking too long to throw it, and that's going to be Auckland now, who do get themselves a free kick. So I don't know. I think there was just a miscommunication. Why show cricket, bro? Says Roman. If you're talking about the cricket today, it was because I was busy. Yeah. So I didn't get a chance do any other cricket. But we were hoping to do the game between New Zealand and Pakistan tomorrow, but sadly it overlaps with the Women's World Cup game between Australia and New Zealand. So it's going to be a lot of decision making in terms of what sports take priority in the next little while. What was the score in the Pakistan and Bangladesh game? So Pakistan, they managed to win it by 20 runs. I believe it was around 162 set total by Pakistan, and then Bangladesh came up about 20 runs short, 167, and Bangladesh 146 for 8 after their 20 overs. They lost by 21 runs. Big push from the Aucklanders, looking to march it forward just a little bit more, moving up to the 22, and once again another penalty advantage. Taufefunaki shut down straight away, found a beautiful offload though. Now out on the wing, it's going to be Ayawake against his old teammates, and just be Kevin Harlan calling both games, says the Lim report, and also got to go with the ladies tomorrow champs. Says distracted. Yeah, I think that's exactly what the plan is. Then the earlier games, it's tough because I wanted to do Fiji versus France, I believe is the first game, something along those lines for the Women's World Cup, but that overlaps with Wellington versus Hawke's Bay in the men's quarterfinal of this.
Yeah,
so it's very tricky to try and decide, isn't it?
It is.
A lot of sports on it. Damien McKenzie worthy of a recall in November test. I don't think so. Anything can happen, says Sweet as. I'll be disappointed if they replace Peter Feder with McKenzie, just because Peter Feder got 40 seconds. And it's like, give him a bit more of a crack, maybe.
Who does Peter Feder play?
Plays for Taranaki. And Taranaki has struggled this year because they haven't had Peter Feder because they put him in the All Blacks.
Yeah, see, that's tough. So did he played last week, though, didn't he?
He did, yes.
But Taranaki into the quarters.
No, they were too far gone. Live streaming as well, says Radio. I hope I've said that correctly, but your best bet is Sky Sport 1 here in New Zealand. I believe that's about the only place to be able to watch them. Also, maybe Stan Sport in Australia, but there aren't really any free live streams around. And we're getting Monster at scrum time. And good evening, Amish and Mumsy. Big love from Melbourne. Welcome in, Nathan. Hope you're doing very well, mate.
How's it going?
Harry Plum about to line up the skip and maybe put the first points of this game on the board after 14 minutes. That one's looking pretty decent. It's gone over at North Harbour Stadium, and now after 14 minutes, it's going to be 3-0 for Auckland.
North Harbour would be happy with that, right?
And do you think Reece will start this weekend, says Aiden? One moment. I think they've already announced some of the squads, so I will be able to tell you. In that case, I think they're playing on Sunday, aren't they? So they may wait just a little bit longer. Although I know why you're asking. It's because you normally want to put all your money on Severu Reece. So I'm not going to tell you. T-Mac has to be in the AB's reckoning. How can Fozzie justify not having him in there? Well, points are hard to come by in football games today. And also not a bad crowd. QBE, by the way. Going to be nicely taken by North Harbour. Let's go, says Nathan. Jamie Booth. Hanging on to this ball. Nice pass across for North Harbour. Some big hits coming in from the big boys in the 4-packs. At the moment, that one sounded big. I only heard that one. Now, Jamie Booth going off to the short side. Sean Stevenson off to Mark Talia. Not a lot of space there. He's been dragged down by Taufefunaki and Tuipolotu. Now Booth goes back across. And 25 metres out. Good counter ruck from Ta'avao. Just ended up losing his footing, though. That's an awkward bouncing ball. And Ritaifu does well to clean it up. Now 40 metres out. Mark Talia. Big fin there sitting down the youngster. Although, to be fair, Jackson Pugh, he is a big man, but there's not enough of him to be able to make a tackle that high. Still driving forward. 8 phases into North Harbour. Still sitting on the halfway line, looking to get a little bit further forward. They've probably lost about 30 metres by now, and now it is going to be kicked high by Bryn Gatland. Looking for an up and under. Looks dangerous. Sean Stevenson does well under the high ball. Beating Jordan Trainer in the air. Booth goes back across. Now it's looking dangerous for Harbour. Although that just little handling error has cost them again. Going to be kicked in behind. And I should also mention, Aiden, Sever Reece is not playing. I've just had a look because his team's not even in the quarterfinals. So, yeah. And did you see the coach go for the win in extra time when he only needed a field goal, keep the game going, and he should be sacked, says the Lim report as well. And also we have got G's hands like feet today, says Distracted. Yeah. no one's really hanging on to it, which is weird because we said dry conditions.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be able to get that flow and rugby going. All of us are Sheck out there on the wing, hands on hips, just like during the All Black season. There was he. Hardly got a chance, did he?
Well,
Scrum feed for Auckland.
so all these ABs that were in the squad and didn't get game time, if their teams aren't in the quarterfinals, they're screwed, aren't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
So that, and club rugby's all but finished now.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hard to get noticed if you're not playing.
Yes, so it's going to be the question of how many of these players will be sticking around for the November internationals, or do you go right? If Japan calls, if France calls, if the URC calls, do you take the trip over?
Well, it seems to be about the money now, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, even Geordie Barrett's got some clause in his new contract that he can go on a sabbatical.
Currently, Auckland scrum, it's actually the 11th strongest that's going to be, first of all, the scrum reset, and now we get the free kick to Auckland. They'll probably pick to have another scrum.
I think number 3 might be going off shortly if he can.
You think he's struggling a little bit?
Well, the scrum's struggling, isn't it?
Here we go, another scrum. Who doesn't love 5 scrums in a row, eh? I think the referees just said next one's a penalty.
That's what you need, someone backing you in the back when you're about to go into the scrum.
Fired up. Hey, Mum, what's your number 1 piece of advice for Hamish to name himself a lovely lady?
I don't know. Good question, really. It's not really me that will choose the lady for him. He just has to be himself, really. I mean, that will work, really, won't it?
Do you think we were too obvious with that one?
Oh,
For Lotu. Now driving forward nicely. That's almost stolen there by Lotu, and Nessie wins the penalty for North Harbour. They might look to make this 3-3 now.
yeah,
19 minutes in to this contest. Player leaving feet. Hodgman not too happy with that one. Surely we see a try in the first half, don't we? No? You think it's going to be just threes?
Yeah, well, they're not holding on the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex Hodgman ended up losing his footing and then just pretty much laying that breakdown. Eh? You want to see tries, don't you?
Yeah.
I think you get to see like more than 5. No, not more than 5. We'll probably see 2, 3 in this matchup. And I was like, I think he needs to put himself out there. Maybe we should make a video about making Hamish a Tinder profile.
Oh, okay. We'll keep in touch, eh?
Mm. Oh, that's a trick shot. That one's hit the left hand or the right hand upright, hit the crossbar, and then gone over. Very impressive. And also, by the way, you still have the Old Harbour logo. Needs the hibiscus mates white, right? See that little report. Although this is actually just a online scoreboard. I can't change it, sadly. But if I could, I would have the new one. It's a pretty good shot from Bryn Gatlin. A little bit tricky with it.
No, is that a sign? Your luck's in.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Mark Talia now, big fend. Another big fend. Here goes Mark Talia. Now a step. He's throwing the ball forward by about 5 metres. Now Jordan Trainer goes back across to Simon Hickey. There are numbers on the outside here for Auckland. If they get it right at Kiriwani, he was never going to pass that, though. He's going to keep on trying to bump off everyone. Moving up to the halfway line. And Will Lutz, I wish that had happened Sunday in London. There's the Lim report, a little bit of a counter up there. Which is all of us. So Sheik just breaks through one tackle, trying to step. He's still going, Roger. Oh, gets a few boots to the face while he's at it. Back across short side to Sawani Vakina. Gets a knee in the face from Alex Hodgman. Everyone's just getting friendly fire on the ground at the moment. Angus Da'aval tries to break himself through a gap. Alpha Funaki looking to use it, going back into the pocket. Simon Hickey, who's been cleaned out there. I think that's the number 3 again, is it? Sean Stevenson now trying to go around, just bumps off Roger Tuivasa Sheck.
Oh, that won't look good.
He'll whack someone soon. He's got to, doesn't he? Another big shot. Harbour with this ball, only 35 metres out from the line. Jamie Buford with a little bit of a mistake there. That's well done from Bryn Gatland to lose that ball forward. A little bit high.
Take it off.
And get that ball down. It becomes a penalty to North Harbour. You need to lower your tackle height as a comment, and that's going to be another one against Alex Hodgman. 2 in a row. He's on fire for all the wrong reasons. One keeping him down. 22 metres out. That's a lot. 22 minutes into this game. Still 3-0 at the moment. Low score on 1. Is this what you expected?
I was kind of surprised that Harbour was sort of slightly favourite with the stats that they showed.
That was a great run from Mark Dallaire, but just gave it up too early, too easily. At the end of his move, Mark Dallaire. Don't think that will be the last time we see him in this game. I think he's going to be dangerous up against AUCKLAND. They try and go short. That was well taken by Jackson Pugh, like a slip cordon catch. Yeah. And I really thought it would be a try fest, says Distracted Sports. That's 2. I was expecting like 6 tries at least. You know, regular season bonus point perhaps for someone if we were in the regular season.
Isn't it funny how finals football kills the mood?
Oh, well, he's done well there, Roger, because I thought he was just going to take that guy out in the air.
Yeah.
Peter Lee runs it nicely forward. Now Booth goes back across. Still, it's been stripped again. It was good work, though, from Auckland to get that one, to be fair, but it was just the ball security once again. It's just not quite up to standard for either side. So one of Akina, that's well taken by Simon Hickey. Be able to still drive forward 42 metres out. Funaki goes short side off to Ta'aval. Now an offload to a Kiriwani with the bump off. Numbers on the outside. Plummer just draws and pass with Gibson. Looks for the offside. Now quick hands. Tuivasa Sheck. No room at all. And he's going to be in touch. Comes out of space, but I think they're actually saying that it's going to be an Auckland lineout. Maybe. I might want to check this one, though. Okay. The big prop is yelling at the referee. He's saying, no, we're all good. We're all good. Oh, that's a Kiriwani's boot's fallen off. Quite a large boot at that, isn't it?
What did the prop pull it up and take it away, maybe?
Maybe.
Frustration.
Also, what do you think of the Penrith Panthers? Our players' comments after winning the grand final. I haven't seen what they said. So I will need a little bit more information. I hope it was something that wasn't too bad overall. The only one that I've seen, were they? The only one I saw was Nathan Cleary after the match said that first half was one of the best halves he thinks they've ever played because they just shut them out of the game.
They won that game on the first half, didn't they?
But yeah, I haven't seen any of the other information about what they've been up to.
Asking that question, it's obvious that might have been up themselves with it.
Jackson Pugh does well once again. This is looking, you know what? I think there's a try coming. It just looks good. You know when something just looks good? Although it's been well defended, but now they've worked their way around the outside. So one Vakina, they've got to be careful here not to break or else you're truck and trailering. Get you in trouble. Stash right, says the referee. Funaki.
I don't think you said it like that.
Back across the Plummer at inside centre. Originally was going to be playing 10 for this match, but I believe in the late injury has changed it a little bit. Funaki now goes back across. Here comes Hodgman. 10 metres out. Round the side, Jackson Pugh. Oh, that's an ankle tap and a half. They couldn't stop him, though. And Jackson Pugh goes in for the first try. It's very fun to say. Oh. Yeah, he's getting grabbed in the face as well. Okay, he's getting picked on by about every single North Harbour player.
Well, fair enough if he wants to be a dick.
Oh, it's no try. Tackle, you got to release it. It's a penalty to North Harbour.
Wow.
Okay, so that'll be why they were giving him a bit of stick, perhaps. No try for Jackson Pugh. Look at that. That's an ankle tap and a half, though. I believe that was actually Lotu Anisi. The score is currently 3-3 after about 26 minutes. So a very low scoring one between these two sides. So he didn't want to give up the ball because he was waiting to hear what the result was, and then all the players started grabbing him. Booth goes back across the mark to Lee. Now Bryn Gatland goes for the cross kick a little bit further forward. That might have been dangerous, but Tavita Lee is always one of those guys that you cannot look past. That's going to be the penalty. That was Sean Stevenson. No, in fact, it's going to be Tavita Lee they've decided to penalise there. That was for rolling on the ground. Just another wee mistake from these two sides. Thing is, I have watched a game with North Harbour before where I believe the only try that was scored was actually scored in the 78th minute. That was up against Counties Manukau. I hope that this game is not a replica of that one. And also, we invented alcohol last night. I absolutely loved him this morning. The condition I'm in, I'd absolutely gut him, says Sebastian. So a heavy night for a Thursday night, Sebastian. I assume you aren't working the weekend. I love how Hamish has that passion, Mum. Many thanks and good work, says Golden Guest. Are you doing the Rugby League World Cup? We certainly are. We are going to be doing it. I haven't actually decided yet whether it's on the main channel or the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. It probably depends on copyright. So maybe we'll do the first one on the sports, see what happens, and then maybe go to the main if it doesn't get us taken straight off YouTube. Because with the Cricket World Cup coming up, that is going to have to be, I want to say that would have to be a sport channel, but as long as we don't do Sri Lanka games, we might be all right. India, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Penalty to North Harbour this time. Straight off your feet. 28 minutes in. And all is well. I have to bring out the guitar soon.
Anyway.
Bring Gatland.
I've heard you practice.
Have you? Is it not sounding that great?
No, that's just good.
Although, yeah, Alex Hodgman, another penalty against him. That's his third or fourth. He's keeping Harbour in the game.
He is.
Going well for himself in all the wrong ways. I was supposed to be at work now. There's absolutely no chance. I feel like my guts are being squeezed by a strong man, says Sebastian. So, yeah, be sure to have plenty of water today and also plenty of food. Even though it will suck to try and eat, still better to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, I always have pizza or something. Good quality food. Or a pie.
Burger.
Burger.
Around the side, Gatland. Let's make a couple of extra meters there. Still going to be available for the Harbour as they try and drive themselves up past the 40-metre line. Great strength from Blake Gibson. He's been taken out there, though. He was still keen for it. Anyway, Taiafu's knocked the ball on, and it's going down for another scrum. Can you commentate in song? I can't sing, which is my big problem, I would say. Can you sing?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't do the best with the family band, would we?
No.
Handling errors.
There are a lot of musical instruments, but no singing.
5 handling errors against North Harbour. The stage of the match.
When we had singing competitions, my brother always won, so I'm not going to get him to sing.
Which brother?
Daryl. Well, I didn't think he was better than me, but Russell was the judge.
Other brother.
Other brother. I thought he was a bit biased at times, to be honest. But I suppose when you're in the back of the car, you can probably hear the engine more than.
He's still injured.
There's
number 3, I think.
Take him off.
Lovely tune.
Oh, he said he just had stingers.
What's his face?
Yeah. Bates, Stephen Bates.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Not literally what's his face, although it is a little bit wonky.
Yeah, a little bit nice.
Yeah.
That is him, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
And sad part is it wasn't even an occasion or anything. It was just the type of scenario in which one of the lads suggested a friendly pint and we couldn't stop the Sebastian. Does happen, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, we've done that.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to, but when you're having fun, you keep drinking, don't you?
And when you're not having enough fun, you drink more.
Yeah. Vicious cycle, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
Unfeed at the moment on the halfway line for Auckland as we are 29 minutes through this game without a try being scored. 61% of the possession going the way of Auckland and 49% going the way of North Harbour.
You're probably celebrating the England beating Pakistan 4-3 in the series. I would have been celebrating that too.
Ball is out. Funaki goes back across now. This is better. Now, nice bump off from AJ Lamb. He's got Uake with him. Why did he get selfish? He decided to try and go all by himself, and he's cost them the try there, I'd say.
Obviously come
right. Uake was wide open, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just the draw and pass, and we would have seen the first try of the contest.
Is he normally that greedy?
Yeah, it can be.
No.
Not in the wing, you see, so he doesn't normally have to pass.
Greedy.
Breakdown needs to be covered and played down, says Golden Guest. And there's, 30 minutes through. It's going to be a penalty to Auckland. So we might see a 6-3 here. I wish I could use the series victory as an excuse, Noah, but I only really care about the Test series in December. Straight through AJ Lamb. Look at the space. Yes, Mark Talia may have gotten close to him.
There's a few Harbour boys there.
But
so who are you playing in December?
Do they have an Aussie series, or is it up against? Yeah.
No, it's
and Pakistan, is it?
It's Pakistan, yeah.
Oh, they actually play a few different ones.
So this Pakistan hanging toward a parking, yeah.
Plus the lads know F all about cricket. Sebastian.
Oh, there's a few like that.
And the left side is open. Says Golden Guest, yeah. They got it to him earlier. Maybe the chance could have been their low scoring game. Unfortunately, says Aiden, yeah, very low scoring. Moment Auckland looking to put themselves another 3 points ahead in this contest. Go for Harry Plummer. Lines up, strikes it nice enough. And it's gone over. Score now 6 points to 3.
Wasn't it? Whoever holds on to the ball.
Yep. And at the moment, that would be Auckland more with that 61%. They just say that they've had a perfect record against North Harbour in quarterfinals.
Yeah, no wonder they're. But then there was a stat that came up earlier on that said they hadn't won the playoff game away from home since. I didn't actually read the date. But.
Line out now. Ray Nui about to throw it in. Moana Pacifica representative also normally plays for the Blues throughout Super Rugby Pacific. Keep going at this rate, we'll have to order the fish and chips. Hey, we're going to love a bit of fish and chips. Fish and chips, yeah. Very Kiwi of us. That one's going nicely. North Harbour, Jamie Booth gives it off to Suafua. He's a big boy, and he's also at the Blues. Going to be an advantage against the Kiriwani. It's all of the ex-All Blacks that are giving away the penalties at the moment. Says Amelia, welcome in. Hope you are doing very well. How's everyone doing in Dogcast away? Sorry to hear that, Ed. You are doing all right. Gatland. It's going to be Chippy. Nicely taken. I don't know where he thought he was going there, but he didn't really have many options, did he? He's going to run it straight into touch. It's going back for the initial penalty, and this might now be 6-6.
Oh. Well.
Finals footy, eh? Either side want to make that mistake. That could cost them the game. And a lady wanted to call the coppers and have us done for unreasonable behaviour, whatever that means. Sebastian. And I finally watched the North versus South game 2 nights ago. Hamish, Hammy. Now I see why there is a lot of talk with Fozzie and the AB says Golden Guest. Yeah, that North versus South game was a very good one, wasn't it? Remember that game? Going down to the wire?
Oh, yeah.
Final minute win for one of the sides. I don't want to spoil it. Just as anyone hasn't seen it. It's on YouTube, the full match. Be sure.
When was that?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah, we were over in Renfield.
I remember I did a rugby challenge video on it. And I remember going, Mum, I think I rang Dad, and I said, my video's got 300 views. This was back when the channel was a lot smaller.
Mm.
And I was like, it's got 300 views? Like, what's going on? I've gone viral.
Yeah, look at you.
I'm doing okay. I came out to my mum a few days ago. She was nothing but supportive. I cried happy tears, says Amelia. And there as well. Congratulations to you there, Amelia. That's at the post again. He loves that right hand upright, doesn't he? Simon Hickey now going off. Here we go. Aoke going down the wing. Aoke in the midfield. Aoke, he's been tackled. I think I say it wrong. That's all right. I even had Brussels sprouts last night, and they disagree with my stomach. Are you sure that wasn't all the alcohol?
Yeah, so you're blaming the Brussels sprouts. Yeah, that's what I do. I always blame the food or something. It's always, yeah. It
was lockdown ago, says Golden Guest, and I say, lad, says Obi. And there as well, now Sean Stevenson, bit of space. Been taken down by Kiriwani. Still 5 minutes left of this first half. There's a chance. Sorry, my leg's jigging, isn't it? Yeah. Getting excited. I feel like there's a try coming just around the corner. Out, Gatlin tries to go through. Be taken down nicely. Booth goes off to Nasila. Goes again. Goes to Sean Stevenson. Hangs onto it a little bit longer than he possibly should have. Evening all, says David the Mole. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Hope you are excited for all the rugby this weekend. Of course, Bay of Plenty once again will be playing Waikato. The quarterfinal rematch, I guess you could say, from last week. That was going to be a big shot from Sawani Vakina. And Booth, Ken faces in for the Harbour. Then they get over the line for the first time in this contest. It's going to be still Jamie Booth. One more to Mark Talia, searching for the opportunity. Auckland need to try and win themselves the penalty soon, or else Gatlin Sewer forward just short. Brilliant tackle made by Hamish Dalzell. Now Gatlin sells the dummy. Hizioe sure is. And Gatlin scores the first try of the match.
Good try.
So we get there. My grandma didn't take it so lightly, but she can get stuffed. She isn't going to support me, says Amelia. And also Amelia says, David, and also I'm always hot from weekday beers and debates in YouTube comments. Says Golden Guessing, yeah, boy, says Distracted Sports. And come on, try someone, anyone, and bring Gatlin. He heard your prayers and he delivered. Woo-hoo. And missed it damn nice. Says Golden Guest. Just a missed tackle. Good strength from Gatlin, though. A breakthrough plumber's tackle. He had a Ta'awa on his back. Hello, Tony, Donny. Oh, sorry, not Donny. Hello, David, Tony, Amelia, and everyone. Says Sebastian and Hamish and Mum. Hope you guys are doing well. Says we are doing a lot better now. Ta'awa has hurt himself pretty bad, so I'll bring Gatlin by the looks of it in that try. They're saying great strength shown. I bring Gatlin there.
Well, considering he had an open man outside him, he had to score it.
Take the risk. They're checking the try replay. It's a Ta'awa. He goes down. Oh, yeah, he just eats the chest of Aoke, which would be a solid enough chest. You know, but unfortunately, Ta'awa, it seems to be his jaws letting him down more than anything else. He keeps knocking himself out. And the thing is, you can't afford to keep knocking yourself out, or else you're just going to struggle, aren't you? Yeah. I was like, hey, Sebastian, how's it going, mate? Says Amelia, and also much love, brother. Says Sebastian there. There's also Bryn Gatlin just getting a couple neck touches. A bit of a face. That looks like a dint in the cheek, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would say that he has got some sort of either jaw injury or maybe a fractured dislocation. Yeah, he's not looking happy. Yeah. I don't think he should be continuing, but he probably will. Ta'awa is still face down on the grass. This is nice turf, isn't it?
Well, because they tried to shift him off the player before.
I just said this might be an end of the night for Angus Ta'awa. It's going to be because he is flat out at the moment. Sitting on the ground. Not too well, I'm afraid. I'm trying to release the alcohol beverages imprisoned in my body, but they won't leave.
That's what I'm saying.
36 minutes through this contest, and it looks like Ta'awa is going to have a little bit. They actually want to check this one for double movement. Please tell me this try is not going to be disallowed. We almost have one right. They actually want to check for foul play, and these head-on-head cards as ridiculous. No intent by any challenge But these Northern Hemisphere refs say he says golden guest. Although this one for him, at least it was his teammate and his chest that he smacked into. But then, depending on how much he knows that his teammate lifts, and I'm not sure what they're checking here. I believe they're trying to say that maybe
He's short.
he's short. But then
But
also,
the momentum.
originally they said about looking for foul play.
Yeah.
So is that against Carval?
Yeah. Yeah. Matthew Ridge got done
Oh,
with that.
so Ayuake is actually going to be the man who's possibly penalised here for putting a knee out to try and stop him. Yeah, because he's actually struck Bryn in the temple. I missed that too, says Golden Guest. You want to do it?
You reckon it's
Here you go. Here we go. There you go. She's got the yellow card out. And it's the knee, says Instructor Sports. And yeah. But yeah, okay. So whoever spotted that's done well. Because I thought they were first of all trying to penalise Tarval. So away you go. He's going, what did I do? Bye. See you later.
because Matthew Ridge started doing that when he was playing for Manly and they banned it
Mm.
in the league.
Yeah, that's bad. And also, we go there. Sometimes it takes more alcoholic beverages to release those you already have. That's my theory, anyway, buddy.
Yeah,
Says
apparently
David.
that's the way. The hair of the dog, basically.
So just drink more.
Just drink what you drank the night before.
Hello, says YNK. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing very well. Tarval is still down at the moment. He can wiggle his fingers, though. That is a good sign.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as they're not tingling.
And Auckland win are short or no? It's gonna be a tough game because neither of these sides have played the way that we thought they would throughout the first 36 minutes or so. And Donna, that's cool, says David the Mod. Also the yellow. And they're from Golden Guest. So yeah, Auckland going to be playing with only 14 men out there on the park for the next little while. Just showing the work from Patrick. Sorry about that. A bit of a yawn in it. Wow. And speak French, bro. Only bonjour. It is literally, oh, je m'appelle Hamish? Is that correct? It might be wrong. I do apologize if it is wrong. My French is a bit rusty. I did a little bit of it at primary school. That's about it. Yeah, we learned like 2 lessons worth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, at least tomorrow, bonjour. Okay. And also, if I went for the hair of the dog right now, I would regret it surely, says Sebastian. And tomorrow is the weekend from the morning, mum, says Golden Guest. So our first live stream, it's going to be interesting because I want to do the match that starts at 7:35, but with the amount of games that are going to be taking place throughout Sunday night and throughout the day, it just seems like theoretically that is the game we should skip so that we can then be awake for the rest of the day. That makes sense?
Is this the overseas one?
Yeah. So it would be Edinburgh versus Lions, which is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But sadly, if we do that game, we might end up crashing before the end of the night. They are still just getting Angus Ta'aval onto the stretcher when a time, so we're having a little bit more of the stoppage. Now, these type of stoppages you can't really help. Like, they don't really, for me, count towards the time.
No, because player safety comes first.
Mm.
We've got to do everything I can to help them out.
Now, let's drink what you've drunk right before I see this Golden Guest and also we go there. And then, wow. Right. Another try in this first half, do you think?
So they've given the try?
Yes. They have, and a yellow card for Ayuake. I was just yelling at my hand silently. You're doing the same thing? Yeah. Hands are annoying. 2 p.m. tomorrow, Wellington versus Hawke's Bay. That'll be a good game. Canterbury versus Northland at 4:30. And then to close out the evening, We have got the matchup taking place between, it will be New Zealand and Australia for the women's game, hopefully. Although that's not quite the cocktail, my friend. Not a good idea. And then 30-12, says Golden Guest and Faraday, says Amelia. And there as well. I am still kind of deciding what I'm going to have for tea. You know? It looks like is there another type of injury, or is he just stretching at the moment? For poor Shek and Naomi's bro and Donna Auntie says, Michelle, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Japan versus the All Blacks. It's going to be taking place on the 29th of October. So it's a few weeks away, but it's going to come pretty quickly.
It's only, with the 7th. So it's only 3 weeks away.
I'm going to stream the Bay game, Hamish. I'm hoping to. I know it's a Sunday afternoon game, isn't it? Which is the slight tricky one. But I'm going to work out the schedule tonight, work out what I can do throughout the, I assume, right, Angus Tarvell is now on the stretcher. And also, I had a cheeky Indian in the first half. There's Distracted Sports. You had a cheeky Indian before.
I did. You told me to hurry up the place.
That's not true. Yeah, England play Fiji tomorrow morning at 7:30 as well, but we won't be able to do that for the rugby league side of things. And he was lovely, says Distracted Sports. And Hamish, my birthday is Monday the 10th of October, come a few days' time, yes? So have you got anything planned for your birthday, Michelle? Let me know. But Leinster play the Sharks at 5:05 a.m. on Sunday morning. That's a good game. And then following that one, Glasgow versus the Bulls. That's a good game. And then also before that, Zebra versus Stormers. Guess what I'm going to say?
That's a good game.
Yeah, might not be the best, but no, that should be all right.
So are you doing all those games?
I was hoping to, but there's a lot of them.
So what's on Sunday?
Sunday, you've got the afternoon Bunnings NPC game. Also on Sunday, there's the Wellington Phoenix playing.
What time are they playing? 4?
3.
Oh, so
I believe it is. Yep. So we can only cover one of those two.
Yeah.
And then also alongside that, I believe on Sunday, New Zealand play Bangladesh in the evening. So there's a lot of stuff on. So I'm hoping to do, if I juggle it right, hopefully a majority of it. But yeah. And are we getting a cheeky Sri Lankan? There's David the Mod. Right. Tarval now is going to be going off the field with his injury. It's gone smooth.
You reckon?
I think so. Saying it's only precautionary, and just thought I'd say Otahu Union is black and red. Says Golden Guest, you could consider getting your North Harbour kit for the second half if you like. Or do you think they would jinx them?
It might jinx them. Right here now.
Black Ferns, they will be taking on Australia, sold out at Eden Park. I believe 7:05, which overlaps with the Black Caps playing Pakistan. Also overlaps with something else that's happening as well. As the Baby Blacks been playing lately, thought I caught some games, but might have been past games. I believe the under-19 New Zealand side, I'm not sure whether they're the Baby Blacks though. It might be. The under-19 side, they were actually playing in South Africa, playing a few of the kind of lower teams over there, or the provincial teams. And also, Irish Rugby T20 series in Christchurch start today, T20 series, or the Tri Series, sorry. And yeah, Bangladesh, they did end up coming up short against Pakistan, but I'm hoping to cover probably the games mid next week are the ones that we're aiming for the Tri Series. We will have to miss probably all of the first matches though, just with overlaps. Overlaps suck, don't they?
Yeah.
Everything's overlapping. Right, we are back underway. It's probably about, I'd say, 8 minutes for Tarval there. Get him back off the field. It's going to be kicked downfield from Bringatlin. I just opened the stream. Who's injured? It is Angus Tarval, the number 3 for Auckland. Like some sort of neck injury. Did he actually end up kind of hitting it onto his teammate's chest? Did get yellow carded, not for that, but for something else. But it was a fun night. We had a designated driver with a van.
No, mine's been penalised again.
Alex Hodgman again. That's about 5 penalties against him. He's got to go off at halftime, doesn't he? And also, we had a designated driver with a van taking the bomb squad around the town. Gatland. Getting ready to kick this one. Looks like the nose is a bit damaged. Oh, that man, Gatland. Now kicks it downfield. It has gone into touch. Yeah, that's a big shot on Jordan Trainer's nose by Suafua there. And also we have got Hamstra Dallin Mitchell should miss the T20 World Cup. There's the show. I mean, if he's injured, I guess so. But if not, he's been one of the standouts, isn't he? The T20 game.
There was a headline about the Black Cats going to miss the French, but I didn't see who that was.
So that could be Empower or Gatorade, the ultimate hangover cure, says Amelia. And also we have to be another one before halftime will be tasty. Okay. So, yeah, Daryl Mitchell out for the tri-series. He might be back by the...
Fracturing his hand during training.
First game. So, he's going to be out for at least 2 weeks.
Meaning he may miss the first game against Auckland.
Booth, one more pass. This is a chance for Tavita Lee. He's in. And North Harbour have got themselves another try now. Right before the end of the first half, I know I hope he's okay for the AB's Northern Tour. Says Red, and you absolutely need that one sober member of the squad, otherwise the whole thing falls apart spectacularly. Says it was Sebastian there, but Tavita Lee out on the wing, scoring the try. We'll be very happy with that one. And you have 30 seconds left in the half try time, and 2:16 a.m. Friday morning here in the USA. As you have the All Blacks, but they play for different clubs in between matches. How it works, says Kerman. So, yeah, they do drop back to either Super Rugby or outside of the Super Rugby season. They do normally go to their provincial teams. So that's where we find some of the players from the AB, such as Akira Ioane, he's playing for Auckland, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for Auckland, Patrick Tuipulotu for Auckland, I believe North Harbour. I don't know if they've got any All Blacks in their side, which might be why they've been doing so well this year.
Yeah, because it's in the same spot.
Try time that pass, says Golden Guest, and yeah, let's go. Says Distracted Sports. Can this kick go over from Gatland? No. Just misses, but that's going to be halftime now. 15 points to 6 in this contest. North Harbour with a little bit of a lead of 9 points. Interesting first half.
Oh, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit weird. Who knows what the second half will bring?
What are you doing?
I've been yawning quite a bit today. They are just showing sides that are through to the finals. It'll be interesting to see those two quarterfinals tomorrow. We are hoping to do both of them, aren't we? Wellington versus Hawke's Bay, a rematch, but not for the Ramphilly Shield, that one. It's actually just going to be a playoff game.
Yeah.
No IBs, but a lot of quality in that back line. Says Distracted, and how is RTS doing any good? He's been all right. He hasn't had a huge amount to do out on the wing at this stage. But, yeah, underutilised, I think, is key word for Roger. And how does the table look? They haven't been keeping up with the NPC properly this year, says Sebastian. So going into the quarterfinals, these two sides, they were sitting second and third. So both having 6 wins, 4 losses, but their points differential of an extra 110 points scored by North Harbour compared to Auckland. Pretty huge.
It is, isn't it?
And only the 1 loss for Canterbury this year, the 10 losses for Manawa too. I believe almost the only side in the whole comp who haven't been able to get themselves a single win.
Wow.
And you know who they used to have as their halfback?
Yeah, but I can't think who it is.
Jamie Booth. And also Aaron Smith. So they are struggling a little bit. I believe they've got like Logan Henry at the moment. Maybe Talia trained with the ABs for a bit. Says Distracted Sports. That is true. He had a couple of weeks in there, didn't he, as injury cover? And also he has 2 week time to recover from finger injuries. Mitchell says Michelle and Cheeks. And there says Lex Axel. And also probably Roger Tuivasa-Sheck as he peaked. NBC seems to keep him active, but he's top player until it's too late. Yeah, see, if he's getting big money to go back to the NRL, he'll go back to the NRL, I would think.
Yeah.
Like,
But then He's only been, playing rugby for a year. Who plays rugby for a year and gets in the ABs? No one.
Exactly right. So it's one of those ones that the fact that they selected him this year, I think, was the one that they shouldn't have.
No, they should have just left him in Auckland and let him play some bloody club games.
North Harbour, Auckland, and Northland all up there. Look at them Northerners tearing the competition apart. Says Sebastian. Yeah, as well. But yeah, a couple of big games coming up tomorrow. Hawke's Bay versus Wellington. And then alongside that, it is going to be a matchup between Northland and Canterbury. He left from rugby. He's going against an Roger Silvers. Has been overshadowed. Is being overshadowed by other players too. There's Red 7 and Trainer run into the mall. Or ran into that mall thinking he's Will Jordan reality check. Yeah, he got his nose bent, didn't he? Unfortunately, Cameron saw a floor, said, okay, then we'll just grab you, drive you backwards. Those burgers are relatively big, aren't they? All right. He's a very happy man. Looks like Damien McKenzie a little bit. The Bunnings ad for that one. Yeah, the second half shouldn't be too far away. I wouldn't think, hopefully, anyway. We'll be running late.
What are the live streams you're doing tonight?
This is going to be the only one. I will probably watch the A-League. I won't be doing a stream for it. And there's also Australia versus West Indies that has taken place tonight as well. But I'm hoping to actually get all of my live streams set up by the end of the night so that I can have them all set up, ready to go, and I know exactly what we've got each and every day going into the next little while. And Jason, your cousin, Irish, or Jamie Booth, I believe that is, he is not that we know of. Although I do have a couple every once in a while ginger hairs in my beard. And maybe that's where it comes from. You know? And very sharp step up front. He's golden guest as well. But it took 36 minutes to see the first try of this contest. And we got to see not just one, but two right at the end of the first half. Good work from Gatland. Almost got his face bent in half by Aoke's knee. And that's the pass. I think that was Sean Stevenson. Yeah, gets it straight out to Davida Lee. Are you having the Women's World Cup too? We are hoping to do some of those games. It's going to be a little bit hectic. We won't be able to do as many of them as we want to do, mainly because every other competition has decided they want to try and overshadow it, which sucks. I feel like the women's game needs to get the recognition it deserves, but everyone's like, you know what? We'll just stick all our games on there as well.
It's, I don't know. They're just, you got to give all sports a chance.
Yeah. So
can't make them compete against one another. It's hard enough as it is.
First game, South Africa versus France. Second game is actually Fiji woman versus England woman. So who knows? Maybe we do that game rather than Canterbury versus Northland. We'll see how we're going. We might try and jiggle a little bit. Go around them.
Canterbury Northland.
Yeah.
We'll
give the updates on it, of course, but
I won't be here.
New Zealand versus Australia, that is at 7:15, so we'll be doing that game. I don't believe we've got any Women's World Cup that we're covering on Sunday, but yeah, we'll have a couple other things hopefully in there. And also, I have something to eat. 20 ago, wish me my miss, says Brandon. Good. 20 ago. So hopefully, yeah, I'm getting peckish at the moment, watching all the people in the crowd eating things. And how's big Uncle Russell doing? Quite the character of that bloke. He's all right, isn't he, your brother?
Yeah. Well, we'll see him next weekend anyway.
That's true. I won't.
Family do? No, you probably won't.
No, I wasn't invited to the family do.
Well,
it's for older people,
yeah,
I was told.
Yeah, but there's so many cousins on my side that the second cousins, which you were.
Were? My God.
You don't need an invite. There's just too many.
Good evening, Hamish. And good to see you, or Mum. Good to see you guys. I just got home from work. Have I missed anything? Not really, to be honest.
North Harbour, wasn't
They've had less possession. There's a man in the bin for Auckland, and Angus Tarvale may have a season-ending injury. Other than that, we've kind of only seen a couple real moves. And other than that, really too much else.
No. A lot of drop ball. A lot of penalties.
And also not why we're losing, says the nerve boy. Or no not why we're losing? Says Nerve Boy. Is that like not? And Hamish, if you don't know the slang of the kids these days, you count as an old geezer. You are free to join the do. That's true. I actually don't know hip lingo. Rough. A sneak in. I don't know where it is though. So it would take a bit of sneaking. I'll bring George. No, I just subscribe to your channel, says Game of Danger. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciated. The mindset of the USO shall be focused on the 27. Good 8 years on that horse until retiring to the Northern Hemisphere competition. Says it was Golden Guest, and I believe that is for Roger Thorvasa Sheck to get focused on that 2027 World Cup. And you think? He's still 28 though.
Oh,
not too bad. He's younger than people think.
Yeah, I thought he was older.
And who wins the FIFA World Cup? There are some good sides in there. I would say if you had to pick one, it's hard to pick just one as a favourite. I mean, England's squad looks decent. Overall, you've got those European sides. Germany sometimes can turn up in a World Cup. Who else we got at the moment? My brain's gone blank. How has it gone this blank? France. France are a good shout for the World Cup. And then also maybe someone in the South America region. My brain's gone blank with FIFA. I feel like I need to get back in there.
Brazil.
Maybe. Hey, David the Mod, I had a pretty good drive for my dad. He wants to piss. I'm probably sick today when I wake up. Okay. Make sure he doesn't piss anywhere but where he should be. Fireworks moment going on there. You know what's a shame?
What?
The fish and chip shop closes in 19 minutes.
Yep.
This game still got another 40 minutes. I don't think the fish and chips is happening, is it?
Were you going to have fish?
I was considering it. Although I was hoping there'd be like 10 minutes left of the game when I got them, I guess you could say. And I was saying, you're doing the FIFA World Cup coverage live during. We are actually going to be doing some of the FIFA World Cup. It's either going to be on this channel or the Kiwi Lads Sport. Keep an eye out on both, as we haven't completely decided which one it is going to be. As of yet, I'm actually going to have a quick look and see what the odds are sitting like for Auckland in this game. See if they have any chance of breaking through and getting themselves a win. Okay, they're $3.60 underdog, so it's not too bad. And also I have a lot of beers, says Brandon. And there as well, but we're at North Harbour Stadium for this matchup. A little bit more time left in this contest as we wait for the second half to get back underway. So yeah, like this first half, yes, we had the injury of Angus Tarvo, yes, of course. But even with that injury, you're still looking at an hour and a half of rugby, which is just too long, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah.
And also, we have good there. I don't use those emojis, Brandon. My intestines are contracting. And also, you're doing the Rugby League World Cup. We are indeed going to be doing it. I haven't worked out whether it's on the Kiwi Lads Sport or the Kiwi Lads game. The Kiwi Lads or the Kiwi Lads Sport yet. And Germany are always favourites. I've always wondered why the Germans never took up rugby. I suppose tried to conquer the world, keep them busy. David the Mod. They have just said that it is Stephen Bates as well. But yeah, it's interesting. Their seventh side aren't doing too bad. Are you on a commentary box? Are you on a commentary box tomorrow, Hamish? Says Spider-Mick. Is that for the Bunnings NPC or just in general? Because we have probably, I believe tomorrow, we have got a total of about 6 live streams. We've got a Bunnings NPC game. Then we have got a Women's World Cup game. Then we have got a Women's World Cup game. Then we have got a URC game. Then we've got a URC game. Then we've got a URC game. And I think that's all till the afternoon if we end up doing them. But I may end up sleeping because sleep is important. Tricky times, isn't it? So much on. And Roger Thorvasa Sheck is losing time for the Rugby World Cup cycle. Geordie Barrett and Anton Leonard Brown are in the mix now. Foster needs to play Roger Thorvasa Sheck on one of their end-of-year tours. And also game-to-game day, Mick. Sharp suit for you. There's a Golden Guest and OMG Brandon. I hope you're well. There's David Moore. That's going to be kicked off now for the second half of this fixture. Nicely taken. Early sub made by North Harbour as well. That's going to be Banks. Ball in hand.
Is he on?
He is on for... I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scanning the field and I don't see a Gatlin. I was aware we've got there. Boring. There's Nathan. I assume that is for this one. I hope. Halfway line now. It's going to be the line out throw for Sawani Vakina. I think tomorrow's going to be a good test for the vocal cords because I don't think I've done 6 live streams in a long time.
No.
And also we have got there Auckland. Boring Aucklanders. And also, are you going to do the Tottenham? Are you doing Tottenham? Says Nerf Boy. So with the amount of games on tomorrow, I don't think we'll have any time for Premier League. The only time that it could possibly work is if it's between 9 p.m. New Zealand time and about 3 a.m.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah. Which it might be, actually, to be fair. But, yeah, if it's a little bit later, it may not quite work out for us. Okay, all the games are at 3 a.m. other than that one, which is at 5:30 a.m. So I don't think we'll be able to do their game up against Brighton tomorrow, unfortunately. So much on. I was talking about this the other night. I need to duplicate myself about 5 times to be able to cover everything that I want to.
Mm.
You're going to do Tottenham versus Eintracht Frankfurt at the Champions League game. Are you going to be doing? Probably not that one either for them in the Champions League. And also, will you broadcast Fiji game Rugby World Cup? Says Lake Show. We are actually hoping to do their first opening game that is up against England. And that will be tomorrow at around 4:30 p.m. New Zealand time. We are going to be doing that game. Yeah, be sure to check that out. That will be rather than Canterbury versus Northland, which we will still be keeping you updated about. But it's just going to be that we'll be doing the women's game in the process as well. I think I'm going to get asked a lot throughout the weekend which games I am doing, just with the amount that is on.
Just write them down again.
And I was like, can you read my message? I read some of it, and then I wondered whether or not it would be doable, I guess you could say. And GSC's Lake Show. And there's, no worries. Do you think they'll be able to beat England? That could be a tough game, of course, but you never know. With the flying Fijiana women's side, they always work extremely hard out there on the park. That's going to be off the back of the scrum now. Funaki goes short side off the RTS. Shut down quite nicely there. See, the fish and chips would be cold if I ordered them now, wouldn't they?
They would be.
That's going to be the penalty to North Harbour. I remember when you first came here, there's Golden Guest, and also who's winning this. This is Champions League finals. Is it? Is it the Champions League final? You sure it's Champions League that they're both in through the final? Because I would have thought that PSG or someone like that would have still been in competition. I think they're only up to about round 3 or 4, aren't they? Now it's going to be kicked into touch once again. North Harbour will have themselves a little bit more position, so they've made more of it. They had the handling errors early. Then from there, is it Alex Hodgman who got penalised again?
Probably.
I think that time it was for not cleaning the man out quick enough. He's got to go off.
He's
got the end of the day.
a lot of penalties, hasn't he?
Yeah, 6 penalties or so against him. Maybe if we're being nice, 5. Moses Leo, not too many opportunities like they've said in the back line, but he's a dangerous man when it comes to that 7 circuit.
No, he's in the way again.
He's done well to get out of that one, though, because he almost could have been penalised. Now, Booth, Tui Pilotu's just come out with that one. I believe they'll take on the 3 in Well Harbour. And who do you think's going to make it to the real? Or to the real is 16 in the Champions League. It was Nerf Boy there. There's going to be quite a few good sides. All right, I haven't looked at the table recently. I know that there's still a couple more rounds left, but I'd have to have a little bit more of a look through see exactly how everyone is sitting at this stage. They want to take the 3, though. Well, this one currently sitting 15 points to 6. Got the mustache on him, isn't it? Hey, Henry Taifu, it does seem like he is going to be the one who does have kicking responsibilities now, with Bryn Gatlin no longer being out on the field.
Yeah, I think Hodgman's just been warned.
2022, he's had 8 matches in his career, only at the 10 for North Harbour. Currently 20 seconds left of the Auckland yellow card. It's been quite costly. We've seen the try scored and then also, he's hit the post too. And that's too high from Moses Leo, giving away the penalty, just making the mistake. Like Harry Plummer's going to be staying down.
So, if Harbour not going to back up kicker?
Well, Henry Taifun normally does pretty well. It's just, I don't know, the posts seem to be a lot more of the attractive option today.
Yeah. It just didn't look as though he was keen to do that at all.
Right, this is going to be more stoppage time. So hands up straight away. Moses Leo says, made the mistake. What happened to Gatland? It was actually when he scored that try and the yellow card of AUCKLAND. It was actually the knee that struck him. He had a dint in the side of his head. So they decided to take him off at half time.
Yeah, so that's probably a bit sore at the moment.
Plus, I was surprised he didn't have to go off for an HIA.
Yeah, they left him on there, aren't they? And he's not going off for an HIA either, Plummer.
Getting a touch from Simon Hickey there. And I was, is that your mum? Oh, says Selenium. It is indeed. And Plummer trying to milk a card is poor form, says Distracted Sports. And missed the yellow card. What it for? Pretty much a knee to the head of a player scoring a try at Matchday Live in the Champions League next week. Says a Nerve Boy. Yeah, they've got quite a few matches coming up for the Champions League at the moment, which I would have to guess is one of Nerve Boy's favourite competitions.
No.
At a guess. Now the rolling ball of Auckland. To get this one going forward. Alpha Funaki just gets rid of a player, gets a little shove from the prop on his way back around. Now it's continuing to march, moving up to halfway. Jackson Pugh's got it at the back, almost had a try earlier on in the game. Lotu Anisi, though, I believe he's been able to get himself almost into there. Actually, it was Kalapu. I think I've been calling him Lotu Anisi this whole matchup. Kiriwani trying to get the bump off, but Sean Stevenson does well. Now counter ruck from North Harbour. I'm told to use it once again. Funaki puts it high. 12 us a shit going to be chasing after this one. Oh, that looked ugly. Who ended up causing that? I think it was the North Harbour player. Okay, Tavita Lee. I don't know what's happened here. He's gotten cleaned out, but I don't know if it was completely Roger's fault. In fact, I don't even know if Roger made contact with him, did he? Oh, just a little bit. But Tavita Lee, I don't think he was ever going to catch that one legitimately. Was he? See, Tuivasa Sheik's got minimum contact on him. But they're going to say it's enough to change the momentum.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big decision. Eyes was on the ball, though, says Golden Guest.
It doesn't matter.
They're pretty strict, aren't they?
He's made contact.
See, Tavita Lee, I don't think he was ever going to catch that ball with his feet on the ground, whether Tuivasa Sheik was there or not. But because there's a little teeny bit of contact, they're probably going to call that as a yellow card, if not a red, because Tavita hits his head.
So someone shoved this guy out of the way, which was probably just as well, because
he bugger for RTS. 19th seen it all, could be a red. There's attracted to who's winning the Premier League. I don't actually know at the moment. What teams do you think will go through to the quarterfinals in Pool A between Black Ferns, Wales, Australia, and Scotland? I'd say Black Ferns and Australia. Oh, that one. Such a weird fall, isn't it? I have no idea how they're going to rule this.
I don't either. I don't know the actual rule.
Could be a penalty against Roger Tuivasa and maybe a yellow, but it's just, there's not a lot in it. It just got real ugly. But I think Tuivasa Sheik's going to find himself a yellow here.
Well, at the end of the day, it's he's yeah.
Would you say Jamie Booth caused obstruction though? To not. Okay. He needs blue 14. I'm going to give you the little right. To look at the actions of 9 white, he's well within his rights because he can compete for the ball. Okay. So Mills Muliaini on commentary has said it's one that he disagrees with. Tuivasa Sheik's going to end up with it. Is it live on TV? It is indeed. Sky Sport 1 where you can catch this game. In New Zealand, if you're anywhere other than New Zealand, I believe it's on Stan Sport, if I'm not wrong. It's the other option that you could have gone with. And also penalty all day, or penalty only all day, and deliberately accident or what. So it's a really weird one. I wouldn't say it was deliberate.
It doesn't matter if it's deliberate or not. It's they've got to take the person going. Got to take some sort of action to.
So Tavita gone off the field for an HIA.
Yeah.
But, I think if Tuivasa Sheik didn't connect with him, he was still landing on his head.
Oh, yeah, either way.
Because he really misjudged his jump.
But you're not allowed to connect with the player on the ear. So,
Dalzell's just been taken out round the side, and that's going to be a penalty. Rainuia on the wrong side there. Oh, no, it's actually going to be a penalty against player not rolling away. Cameron Sua full at this time. 48 minutes through a rubbish call. Paul Williams sorts your attitude, and these Kiwi refs mean the ref the South African game right. Well, that ref the South African game right, says Golden Guest. He may have ref one of them. I think the other ref in the South African game was from Australia, though. If I'm not wrong. No way, that's God says Golden Guest. And also, what teams do you think will be going through to the quarterfinals? Pool B between Italy, USA, Canada, and Japan. That's a little bit closer, I'd say. USA, you'd have to think, would have a decent crack. The other sides, though, Japan, they struggled against New Zealand. Canada, maybe. They've got a decent 7 side. I don't know how many of those 7 women have made their way through, but maybe Italy could be the crack. I haven't actually seen too much of the women's side for Italy, but they do play in the Women's Six Nations. So that might help them out a little bit. Now it's going to be back across. Ball on the outside of Kiriwani, sells the dummy. Good low tackle made on him by Jamie Booth. And also, we have got there, it's little mistakes for misjudging. It's Lee's mistake for misjudging. He's jumped in, happy it wasn't a red. Says distracted thoughts. There's 22 metres out. It's going to be back across. It looks like Sawani Vakina is down currently, so Auckland playing with only the 14 men at this current point in time. Funaki now. Inside ball from Simon Hickey. Good shot. Yeah, that would have hurt, wouldn't it? Yeah, actually, yeah, with the yellow card as well. You're on to it, aren't you?
sometimes.
Well, he's back up on his feet, to be fair to him. He's done well. So hanging on to this one for the Aucklanders. They're up to 10 phases now, driving for Patrick Tuipulotu. Another advantage of having to make sure that discipline does not fall apart in the last 30 minutes of this game. Getting themselves in a little bit of trouble and maybe see their first start of the game. They're going for a drop kick here. Harry Plummer strikes it. Harry Plummer gets it over. And that is going to make the score. No, he doesn't. He misses. When he missed that?
Not sure.
Straight down front. Is this tag rugby? Tag rugby? No. Don't think so.
It's full on.
Auckland this time looking for the corner, which is interesting. Because with the fact that they went for the drop kick, would you have not gone with a backline play? There you go. They just said about it, if you're going to do that, you might as well take 3. They said, right, a little bit of a change going to be made now for North Harbour, the number 19, Jamie Booth's older brother, Drake, making his way out onto the field. Oh, looks like James Blackwell as well, to be fair.
Yeah, double.
Going to move wide. The middle is strong. enforcing more errors. There's Golden Guess. So Latero Tolay also coming off the bench. Sawani Vakina, and who is in the next match? The next match we are covering, or the next match of the Bunnings NPC? Because next match of the Bunnings NPC is the next match that we are covering, and that is Hawke's Bay versus Wellington. And it'd be a pretty exciting game, I would like to think. Rematch of the Ranfurly Shield contest that we did see a little bit earlier on. Good run from Vakina. Saying he's off his feet. There's the goal. They've got the advantage. Are you doing the Munster match tonight? I don't believe we've got a Munster match on the cards for us today. Akira Wani, he gets close enough. Oh. It's on the line just, and that's going to be Akira Wani's try. And the Kiwi's mum, there's David Lee there. Akira Wani, though, getting the points that may get the Aucklanders back into this contest now. No? This rolling maul.
Going pretty quick. Oh, yeah.
No bugger. There's Distracted Sports. Yeah, Kiriwani just manages to sneak over the try line, round the side, and just manages it. And coming back, defence not winning, but execution, let's hope, says Golden Guest. Now with 5 minutes left of that yellow card, Auckland with a man disadvantage have just scored themselves their first try of this contest, not just of this first half, or the second half, sorry. 38 metres out. Harry Plummer going to be lining up this kick. He's normally relatively solid with the kicking aspect.
He's had a couple of minutes.
He's talking to the post. He's saying, don't let me hit this one. Bryn's already hit it. Henry's already hit it. And now he's got it over. And it's going to make it a 2-point contest now between Auckland and North Harbour. Still plenty to play for both of these sides. And for a spot in the semi-final, where they will be going on to face, I believe it's either, I want to say it's either Hawke's Bay or Wellington, but I might be on the wrong side of the draw there. And it's just to get that ball. No, he'll be pretty happy with that, won't he? And I was like, damn bloody Auckland. It's just Distracted Sports. Whatever Kena, he has gone off the field. That is for Lenny Upperside. Also Hodgman off for Lay. That is a good call, I think.
Yeah.
He's just given away way too many penalties throughout this game. High ball from Dolpha Funaki. Trying to line up. That might be close to a knock-on from Banks. Now they've said it's gone backwards, and now Mark Talia. Another big fan. Jackson Pugh tries to stop him. Wasn't quite able to. Oh, that's the clean-out attempt, and it doesn't look like it's really worked out for him. Jordan Lay has been told that it is now a tackle, and he has to release. Are they two Australian teams? There are no Australian teams in this competition. All New Zealand provincial sides. It's going to be the mark. Eri Taifu throwing hard. Is that Jonathan Tamatine? No, I don't remember seeing his name off the bench. I believe that is instead Lotto Anisi. All red. Says Golden Guest. And also Hamish, do you not want region North Harbour represent? Says Distracted Sports. I didn't say nothing. I just call it as it is. You know, the try went the way of Auckland, didn't it? My mum's still rooting for the Harbour.
Yeah, always.
25 minutes left. Still plenty of time, though. That's going to be well taken by Latero Tolay, because he had a huge amount of pressure on him. In fact, it was Lenny Upperside who got up for that one. Now another big carry forward from Patrick Tuipulotu. And what teams do you think will go through to the quarterfinals between South Africa and England? France and Fiji. Are we talking women's or men's, Ryan? Do let me know, because probably England and either France or Fiji. I don't see South Africa as a real contender, unfortunately, in this Women's World Cup. Oh, so we have got there. Sorry, do you know what region they represent? Says Distracted Sports. Represent. Oh, that was a bit rough. North Harbour region? It isn't.
Yeah, the bridge.
Oh, it's going to be kicked for. Well done by Plummer. I think he's taken it back. So it's going to be a 5-metre scrum more than likely. Is North Harbour region?
Whatever they call Auckland, isn't it?
So they're part of Auckland as well. Why do they get 2 teams? Why do they share around? I know Nelson doesn't have a team. They got Tasman off the side for the regions. What about Marlborough? Huh? Where's their team? Hey, Plumbers had to work extremely hard there. I think it's going to be a 5-metre scrum now. Right, Northland playing Canterbury tomorrow.
Women's World Cup. What is it on?
Spark Sport.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, how many sports channels do you need? And why isn't it on free on TV1? It's being played in New Zealand. It's a World Cup. It's our national sport. I think I have this argument every time, don't I?
Very much, yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the Rugby League World Cup. That's actually on Spark Sport as well. So they've actually bought out a majority of the World Cups, which is interesting. Northland, Titai Kirau is Red 7. Good question. Very good question. I'm not too sure. Heading up a Mrs. Mac Pie in the air fryer next to the microwave. There's Golden Guest. On pie. They're all right, aren't they?
Pie for tea.
Yeah. I'll probably just end up having some like shoestring fries and a banana. It's going to be a penalty going the way of North Harbour now. 58 minutes through. Still time on the clock for both of these sides, but we've got another penalty, and big population champion is the reason. North Harbour ripping the North Shore main area a little of West Auckland and Rodney. Rodney, I know he used to play rugby. He was a decent bloke, wasn't he? Rodney Surialo.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Davida Lee has failed his HIA, as you would when you smack your head on the ground that hard. Roger Dolvasa though back out on the field. What matches are streaming this weekend, says Ed. So at the moment, we have got a mix and match of the Bunnings NPC, the Women's Rugby World Cup, the URC, and then also, that's going to be the penalty to Auckland. That is a big one from 5 metres out. Alongside that, we're probably going to hopefully fit in maybe a game of the A-League at some stage if it can, but I probably won't have time to. So, yeah, we've got a couple Women's World Cup games tomorrow. The definites are England versus Fiji and New Zealand versus Australia. And then also the URC games. We want to do at least 2 of the matches with South African sides that will be happening on Sunday morning. I can't even sign up with Peacock via VPN with my credit card, probably because it is a New Zealand one, even with putting in a random USA address is not much. Good old VPNs, eh?
Yep.
Gotta love them. There's a big hug from Hamish Dalzell, wasn't it? Very happy man. If you're heating up a pie, is safe cooking, says it was Golden Guest. Because I know that the USA women's team, they spent $1,000 on pies, didn't they?
Yeah, in a cafe, yeah.
They were all keen to try out some New Zealand cuisine, as you call it. Now Funaki goes back across AJ Lamb. Looking to boot this one downfield. He's got a bit of extra height on that, which does mean Roger Torvasa consider going up for it, but waited this time for the player to land before engaging. Now Booth goes back across. Nianisi. 2 points difference with 20 minutes left on the clock. This one still is available for both of these sides. Just going to see who wants him more. Drake has a nice carry. Now Booth goes back to Suafua. Penalty advantages could be coming soon. I believe that's a little knock on the ground. We're going to get another scrum feed. You love scrums, don't you? And so you'll be on Channel 3 tomorrow, Hamish, this by the Meg. I'll be here, I believe, multiple times. Maybe the Kiwi Lad Sport might get a live stream as well. Exciting stuff. Got to run it. Says Golden Guest. Yeah. Both sides just making a lot of mistakes. It's been a scrappy game.
It is.
That's a
It's
shame.
not the most flowing game. Maybe.
I'm going to slide down in my chair for a bit.
Yeah.
That's better. Yes.
So that.
Nah.
Oh, jeebus.
19 minutes left. We had another minute of waiting for the scrum. Off of Funaki, about to put the ball in. Hold there, please hold there. Okay, it's gone down in front row. It's going to be another penalty advantage in favour of Auckland. Not looking forward to a 3. There's Golden Guest now. It's going to be passed off on the inside. Great work there. Jordan Trader goes after it. I believe advantage is going to be over for that scrum. Now Mark Tilly has been able to clean it up inside of the 22. Jamie Booth, the kick up high and waits for it to go just. There's some swearing going on, isn't there? Very happy players out there on the park. It kept him behind. It just drifted. AOK did well. Went on the inside to Trainer, who then went for that big grubber downfield. Now a line out for Auckland on the 22. So not a huge amount of distance there for Jamie Booth. Got to check those onside chase. Says it was a Golden Guest. Now thrown in by Uppy side. Nicely taken by a Kitty Ioane. You wonder who else will find themselves back into that side in the future. A little bit of a counteract from the Tero Tole. Trying to bump him off. He's done very well to stay on his feet, though. Now looking off to the right. Funaki goes into the hands of Patrick Tuipulotu. Auckland in position just outside the 22. They will certainly get themselves over, trying to try it line here. I think they just need to send it wide.
Yeah.
Tuivasa-Sheck's being very quiet because he's hardly had the ball in space. Now going off to the short side, Dalzell, there was numbers on that left-hand side if he wanted to use them. Instead, though, hangs on to it a little bit longer, and now the numbers are back to being pretty even out on that side. AJ Lamb tackled low. Now Funaki goes off to Akira Ioane. He's dragged down very nicely and almost a counter ruck. Going to be the penalty to North Harbour. Great work from the big ringer, Drake. Done well there. Right, $20 for you, my dude, if my boys Harbour get the W. I do like money.
You do?
We'll buy some fish and chips
Tomorrow,
because it's closed now because we live in a small town, sadly. And I was saying they're trying to milk. That's what Evan says, Golden Guest. So, North Harbour winning the penalty, doing nice. That middle is strong. There's Golden Guest. Getting over the ball. I don't think Kitty is very happy with that one.
not very happy at all.
No.
I'm surprised that number 3's still on for Harbour, though.
In a way, he's put in a good shift for being below par for the whole game.
Well, they did say to him, the ref asked him if he was all right, and he said, I got a few stingers. So,
Right in. Oh, that's taken way too long for Latino Tole. Another little mistake. And that's just something you cannot afford. They were waiting for him to throw it. He didn't want to.
I can see why he doesn't. These guys jumping up all over the bloody place.
The ref born in North Harbour, says Spider-Meg. And also, I'll shout you if Harbour wins, but if Auckland wins, hey, says Nathan, I could slow cook chicken. And Funaki still hasn't got the ball out of the ruck, says Lex Axel. Okay, I see Lenny Episode going like this. That means they want the scrum, which then means we've got another probably minute or two waiting. It's like a couple changes being made. Jackson Pugh this time going to be taken off.
Can't say that anymore.
And instead, it's going to be Peter. It's not quite as cool, is it? Pew. Off to play for the Māori All Blacks. There you go. Now Funaki. Put it in both predictable, move it wide, says Golden Guest. Yeah, just a little change in the way that these two sides are playing could make a massive difference for the final 15 of the game. Going to be rolling forward, another advantage for Auckland at scrum time. Constantly making those extra meters. Oh, Hickey was almost lined up. It's a drop ball, but they're going back for the initial penalty. And now, more than likely, they'll consider kicking this one for touch, unless you take the 3 and get yourself the lead, but it's not a given.
Yeah,
Shot Harry Plummer. 9 penalties against the Harbour and 11 against Auckland. And also rookie. There's Golden Guest there and get that 3 out of here. But I guess if he gets it, it works. If he doesn't, it's a little mistake. And also, Hamish, while this penalty gets taken, tell us the ideal qualities for you you look for in a lady. Well, it's about time we spill the beans. I might have a lady friend that I am currently in talks with. I'm in negotiations.
Oh, funny.
13 minutes left on the clock.
Couldn't you tell?
Slightly went bright. Whoa! This is the strictest response. You were a very quick ride in that as well, to stretch fair play in that regard. 67 minutes through at the moment. Harry Plummer taking his time with this kick. Negotiations. Get a clap from Golden Guest and also White, says Nathan. Well, yeah, negotiation sounds like I have to pay her. I don't have to pay her.
It's just, no, won't say it.
Kick from Plummer. I don't think that's got the distance. No, it hasn't. A little bit of a disappointing strike. And now big kick downfield from Sean Stevenson.
Wow.
A torpedo punch. Nicely taken by Trainer. When's the wedding, says TSM? Probably like next week. Not quite that soon. And so what's his name? Since Distracted Sports. I found out it is a woman, which is good news.
Yeah, and she is real.
She is real. Mum has also seen her.
Yeah, it's not one of those not allowed to see you on camera.
Running forward. Auckland, 12 minutes left. Now starting to shift it wide. Get Hamish a bit more. Or you know Hamish a bit more. Or go on Hamish a bit more. I was confused.
Yeah, so was I.
Another penalty. That time it's for obstruction. Will you bring her on a stream? I would like to one day. She's actually keen on coming on a stream one day.
Yeah, she can replace me. Awesome.
Wow, Sean Stevenson wants to step up to the plate from a total of 58 metres out. And also safe mum distracted. He's got against the nozzle. We have got the eye. Says Ellie, welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing very well indeed. Sean Stevenson about to line it up. A massive kick downfield.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Do you think he's going to get them a bit more of a lead here?
Well, it'll be interesting. Can he kick that far?
He's got the distance, and no one can replace you, Mum. And let's get a Hamish. Says Nathan. And says Nathan. And I'm nervous for the German Auckland boy. Please, Mrs. Kick. So the German Auckland boy, I assume you are talking about Anton Segner, even though he's not playing in this game. He's keen on coming on to the live stream. My lady friend that I've recently acquired. Still sounds like it's some sort of negotiations, doesn't it? And also they may have to bite the bullet, sign up for Spark, the things we do. Watch rugby. We'll do the 7-day free trial. That's going to be over from Sean Stevenson. What a strike on the ball that is. With 10 minutes left, beer is being thrown everywhere. The game's not over yet, though.
No.
They do need to be careful. That kid in the middle is really loving it. It'll be a story of execution. Nice shot from Sean Stevenson. He has got the distance. This kid here with the Adidas gear. Look at him go. He didn't realize it had gone over for a start. What a kick. Yeah, exactly right. And also, we have got there, what a kick. PS acquired is not the right word. And also, we've got their mum solid passion. Says Golden Guest in North Harbour, says Nathan. It's going to be a line out for Auckland. If they get a converted try, they are going to be back in the lead.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. So that was a big mistake from North Harbour. It didn't go the 10.
No.
They decided to play at it. Now, Dalzell takes it, and the advantage, you'd have to say, is back in the favour of Auckland just for a little bit. See whether they can get back into the contest. They just need to get it out wide. Tuivasa-Sheck has touched the ball once. Aoke's touched the ball twice. Those guys are world class out on the wing. Just get it to them. Straight up the middle's not working. You've scored 1 try in 70 minutes. Sort it out. Funaki goes back to a Kiriawani. Tries to go with the Route 1 attempt. Straight up the middle, straight into a Nisi. Altafa Funaki once again goes off to Tui Pilotu. Another nice carry forward. He's been taken down very quickly indeed, supporting the offload. Says it was Golden Guest. So they've got the advantage. This is where you've got to actually try something, Auckland. If you want half a chance. Gibson trying to go through. Great low tackle. Didn't quite see the offload coming, and it is going to be going back for the penalty now in favour of Auckland. I don't think they can afford to take the 3 now. They've got to go for the corner.
They've got to go for tries. Then again, though, there is 8.5 minutes to go.
You can hear the crowd. They are chanting, "Let's go, Harbour, let's go."
I don't think it was that feeble, was it?
It was quite high from the young children in the crowd. I think they were mostly boys. I think whoever gets the next try will win. Yeah. Think about it, 15 years time. Let's go, Harbour, let's go. That'll be them, won't it? Just got to wait. Let time take its course. I've gone for the corner. Now Lenny up his side. Langy coming off the field. Davies making his way out there now. Doesn't look very old.
No.
He's got the classic mullet because everyone does.
Well, see, the mullet's all along here, isn't it?
Right, Lenny up his side. This is an important throw. Big gap. I think whoever wins or gets the next try will win. Could have a possibility. This could be an unsuccessfully converted try. We could go to golden time in this game, perhaps. They're rolling more moving. It's only going about, I would say, 10 centimetres every second at the moment. Not really making a huge amount of ground and bring that buck. Says Spider-Mick there. Now back across stuff of Funaki. Now held up there. Harry Plummer 10 metres out from the line. Why has he got his thumb up? Is he happy or something? It was just showing. I guess that his knee was on the ground. Akira Ioane now gets a little bit selfish with it, but it wasn't a bad run.
There was no one else there.
Goal for Funaki now. Got to get it wide. Shout Mumsy and Dad. Fish and chips. Thank you very much, Nathan. Hugely appreciated, mate.
Thanks.
I will certainly have to do just that. I feel like Nathan is our fast food connoisseur.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yes.
Now, still driving. 1 metre short of the line. They've got the advantage. Once again, that's flattened out. That's going to be the try for Auckland. And they get themselves back into the contest. Now, was it once again Akira Ioane? No. It was the youngster, Tyrell Hitta, as we called him earlier on. He wants to play for the Māori All Blacks. Could that be the try that gets him on the map? And also, I think Distracted Sports not too happy with that one.
I would have said another word, but you can't put that on there.
And sorry, oh bother. That's the thing. They finally went aggressive and it paid off. And now we sit 18 all with a little bit of time left on the clock. Only 6.5 minutes. There is a chance Golden Point could be on the table. Unless this kick from Harry Plummer goes over, then it makes it just that little bit trickier to have something. Yeah, try, says Buttermick. Harry Plummer, though, missed his last one. Didn't have the distance. This time he should. Jabbing it, says Golden Guest. Crowd are booing him, as they would. 22 metres out. I would say from this angle, I would almost be able to get it from the distance that it is. Harry Plummer has hit the post, and it's come back, though. So that's going to make it 18 all. I need that money, says Aiden. Well, the best way of keeping that money is to not spend it on gambling in the first place. You know, just an idea. They do have a timeout button for a reason on the gambling websites. And it's not just there for show. And I was out, he missed that. Yeah, that was a shocker. And don't mind me donating 1 hour on my pace, putting $8 an hour, says it was a Nathan. And there's on it. It's hugely appreciated, mate. And everything you have donated in terms of your KFC fund, your fish and chip fund, it has all gone straight into the food that you have I guess, funded. And yes, sir, don't gamble. Says Golden Guest there. And boom, says Straight to Sports and worst angle for the right. Says Golden Guest. And he should get it. And up the North Harbour, let's go. This jab and also golden point or sheer. Says Spider Mick. Sorry, I should say. Right. 75 minutes through this match. Going up for a great take almost. A little bit of a kick at the ball there for Aoke. Our Latero Tule goes off North Harbour. They'll be looking for a little bit of an advantage here, perhaps, coming up just around the corner. The last thing they want to do is kick this ball away, though. But for some reason, I get that feeling like that's what they're going to do. I don't know why. You know, when you just feel like a little chip's coming?
They haven't got the number one goal kicker on the field.
Big fan there. Mark Talia tries to crawl his way forward. Is it 18-13? It is not. It is 18-18. The scoreboard is just half asleep. And it still doesn't want to admit that Auckland scored. And did you say it's 18-18? It is indeed. It's going to be kicked back. Close to the touchline. Nicely done. Oh, running into his own teammate there. Sean Stevenson bumping off Roger Tuivasa-Sheck again. Now Mark Talia tries to go up the middle. Great low tackle made there. Latero Tule finds the offload to the big man. Now Sean Stevenson down the wing. He's taken down low. And also gamble 4 bets on the TAB, not going to lie. Turned 10 into 160 and another 10 into 120. Never gambled since. And can't share as one has to go to the semi-final, says Nov Mum.
Okay.
And also my money is for a Pinot Noir.
Yeah, Pinot Noir.
Fund. That's fancy. I know. So the full-time draw, if it is a draw at the end of it, 2 10-minute extra time periods. If no points are scored in the extra time periods, then the team that scored the most tries in the match will win, and the team that won during the regular season. So pretty much at the moment, it is 2 tries apiece, which then means that it will be going the way of North Harbour for finishing higher on the table if they get through 20 more minutes of play after this full time.
Or was that go back?
Or do you think it's the result between the two sides? In that case, it would be Auckland.
Yeah.
Although I don't think we're seeing 20 more minutes of rugby after this, are we? Someone's scoring. Surely. And also, all is good fun now. Is going to a lovely family. Keep New Zealand beautiful, my guy. There's Nathan in there. Oh, wow, that was a big shot from Mark Talia. Now Kanarak from North Harbour. Can they get the job done? No, Auckland have taken it back. Ball is there. Funaki has been told to use it. This is going to be an interesting last 2 minutes. Do the sides start to go for the territory game and just kind of go, right, we don't mind going a golden point time. Blake gives a big shot on Jamie Booth. Counter ruck from Auckland. Mark Talia tries to bump off Funaki.
Great game, isn't it?
Mark Talia. It's been everywhere. Auckland get the penalty. Ooh, okay, 2 minutes left on the clock. Auckland win the penalty. This one is definitely out of Harry Plummer's range. He could hardly kick him from 40 out, let alone about 50 or 60 out. I think it's closer to 60, though. On supporting his body weight all day. Yeah, there were about 4 players who fell over the front with.
Exactly.
Very cool it was.
Who said this ref was from North Harbour?
Great kick downfield from Simon Hickey. It has found touch. Okay, it looks like there's going to be subs maybe at the point of the match.
My team's going on this.
And didn't know that. Move it wide. Let's go and guess the team that won during the regular season. So, yeah, Auckland. And 18-18, it is indeed. For some reason, the scoreboard just doesn't want to give Auckland the try that they got. Scoreboard overseas by Mick, it won't update. It's just stuck at the moment on 18-13. And yes or no, so yeah, currently 18 all between the two sides. Auckland have got this one 30 metres out from the harbour line. They're trying to get this one across field. Smart play from Auckland to try and get themselves that possible penalty advantage. I like your scoreboard.
Yeah,
it's an advantage for Auckland. They've got a minute left on the clock. There's no point really risking this. You might as well just go for a whole heap of different attacks. Tuivasa-Sheck down the wing, finds the offload on the inside to Akira Ioane. Trying to get a little bit closer. That's the thing. You've got the advantage from about 30 out. Now you try and make it an advantage from 20 out. Good milk, says Golden Guest. Not a big run from Patrick Tuipulotu. Harry Plummer wouldn't be guaranteed to get this kick, which is why they are continuing to attack down the middle of the park. Linia Pisai. Onto it. Funaki. Back into the pocket. Simon Hickey goes for it. He's missed. Why would you? Why would you? Because they're going to go back for the penalty from about the same angle that Harry Plummer missed the last one. And in fact, it's further out. Why would you go for the drop kick rather than slinging it wide? It's a massive risk from Auckland.
Yeah, but it just shows you how these teams, it's negative.
Okay, there is the hooter. Harry Plummer says, I will kick for the post. If he gets this, Auckland win and move through to the semi-final. If he misses, we go to golden point time, unless, of course, he hits the post again and the ball stays in the field of play. Then it's play on. And got to execute all night. But this is a jab. Says Golden Guest. My voice is trying to disappear.
It does, yeah.
Right. To win the game for Auckland. This scoreboard is very wrong at the moment. And 2 BS calls for the ref to swing this for the win it. Says Distracted Sports. Now, Harry Plummer.
No, North Harbour had their chances. They didn't.
To try and get them through to the semi-final. Harry Plummer, 30 metres out. The pressure will be on. He's normally pretty good under pressure, but he showed in his last kick that he wasn't too great. That one has gone over. Yeah. And Auckland make their way through to the semi-final. Mr. Harry Potter says it was a Nathan and no pressure. Says no, mama, come on, Harry. Says Spider-Man, and also kicking man. Gutted says Distractors. Yeah. You'd have to say on the day, North Harbour probably the better side in that matchup, but just those early handling errors.
Yeah, they just couldn't bring it home.
It's all like Game Boys commentary fire. Says Golden Guest and kicking man. Says Nathan there. No breaking news. Japan versus Australia tomorrow at 6 p.m. New Zealand time. So another overlap. And said it was the ref decided the game. Says Distractor Sports.
Yeah.
And there as well. That is going to be Auckland. They will go through to the next stage of the scoreboard. Are you the one doing the scoreboard, Distractor Sports? He just doesn't want to put the points on the board for Auckland into this one. But that's going to be the end of the match. Auckland make their way through to the semi-final. We have got a match tomorrow that we are hoping to cover it on the channel. Also, the Women's World Cup, the URC, and anything else we can squeeze in while we still have some vocal cords. And also, you're shouting, my guy, Distractor Sports says it was Knob Mum and Sad Money, says Distractor. See, now I feel like I don't want to take it, you know? Yeah. I feel like I appreciate the donation, but I know that it would have been a lot more exciting for you if it was the 20 for North Harbour winning a yes, says Golden Guest. And also, I know it was the beginning, or knew it from the beginning. Auckland can do it as always, says Spider Mick. And once again, I guess there's anything to note at the end of this one, gamble responsibly. We're looking at you, Aidan. Please get some help. But nonetheless, that's going to be the end of this live stream. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Like I mentioned, we're going to be back with 20 more live streams in the near future. I might have my mum with me for some of them. Only a few. Alice, thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will see you all. Thanks. We'll see you all. See you all on the next one. Thanks for the fish and chips. Distractors here. Right, should we just try that outro again?
Yeah.
It was a bit rough, wasn't it? If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Any URC games doing this weekend, says Jan Lou Brown. We are going to be doing, I believe, 2 or 3 of the South African matches. We are hoping to squeeze in. Yeah, those are the original planned ones. So we'll see how we go. We haven't got the one that is taking place tomorrow morning, though, as it is going to be probably when we are sleeping. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you all. And time to hit the sack. Ka kite, says Spider Mick there. I have a habit of reading out every single comment that comes through, as you know. Nonetheless, thank you very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, are you doing Australia versus Japan? I am not, because it's going to be overlapping with the other games that are taking place as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for